The Most High Christ be live. No, we straight. We straight. Let's go and get it in, Kentucky. Shalom Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shah Barakatham. To the brothers out there, man, the warriors out there. Shalom Yahweh, Shamar, Latha Bahasham Yahweh Shah. To all my sisters out there, man. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky. We coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohanna. And we're gonna talk today. We're gonna have a conversation today, because to let y'all know it again and again and again, we won't stop telling you. Christianity, it demands your sin. It demands it. What do I mean by it demands it? Well, if Christianity is based on a lie, and the lie that I'm talking about is the laws, not man's laws, but God's laws are done away with. You are now under grace. And then we read in the Bible that sin is transgression of the law. We went over that last week. So if sin is transgression of the law, why would you or any Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian follow a doctrine that tells you that that very law that you should not go against is done away with? So the very body of Christianity is to demand your sin. It's to demand it. Think about it for a minute. If you weren't a Christian, you would actually fight the proper way against you dying in the street, whether it be a police or whether it be another Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. You wouldn't march, because marching is begging for someone that you feel is over you to come in and hear your plea. Marching is for man. There's never been a Million Man March or a march on whatever for the Most High. No one just goes out and marches for the Most High. It's always to get someone who you believe doesn't hear you to listen. You wouldn't march because you wouldn't give a damn, man, about the people that gets off on your destruction. Literally gets off on your destruction. They love to see the videos with their knee on your neck. I forget the brother's name, where the police was on camera and you seen him running away and he shot him in the back. Jacob Blake. You know, no, the water. So they get off on that. It's on the news constantly, over and over and over and over again, because they get off on it. They secretly love to see that. And this Christian philosophy that our people are under, to me, Islam is Christianity. As a matter of fact, I believe the Quran mentions Isa or Christ more than it mentions Muhammad. It is a Christian book. It's just an Arab's Christian book. You see what I'm saying? The fact that we don't change, man. The fact that we don't come back to the ways that Christ showed us is more and more evidence who we are. Think about it, man. Think about it. We are beat up, beat down, oppressed, you name it. But we go to our oppressor for help, not the Most High. That's insanity. We've been doing it since I would imagine there had to be a slave coming off the boat begging for peace, begging to be seen as a man, begging to be accepted. Right. He might have said it in Hebrew, but it happened. And if I may, at the beginning of this class here, I gotta reiterate that the Christian belief demands your sin. You cannot say you are following the laws, statute, and commandment and say you are a Baptist, Protestant, Pentecostal, Catholic, any Christian denomination, because they'll tell you, no, we're under grace. Those laws have nothing to do with us today, which I said earlier is sin, because it's you're transgressing the law by not following it. And if you're a Christian, you say you read the Bible. You've read in the Bible, I'll paraphrase it, not one jot. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
What's the Christian saying? I'm the same. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday, today.
And see, this is what the white man understands. Is he doesn't have to follow the laws. He will be prosperous. One of my favorite scriptures I bring out about the white man is Job 9:24. Because it's given unto him. He's the wicked. That's what he is. While we follow the wicked and die like miserable deaths. You understand that? Shot in the head, domed out of nowhere. Shot with 8Ks. Yeah, you feel me? Right. Shot with big 4.5s and point blank with gauges. We're massacred, man. And we continue to follow a way that demands our death, man. And then we sit back and wonder why we did. I want to get into something real quick, because they just agreed to a ceasefire in Palestine. I guess Israel and the Palestinians have agreed to a ceasefire because Israel feels they've bombed enough and take them back far enough to destroy their weapons or whatever excuse they want to use. The crazy thing is, it's none of their land. It's not the white man's land, and it's not the Palestinians' land. We know that the Palestinians was brought in there. It was part of a deal with Lawrence of Arabia. We know that the British anchored that deal to get the so-called Jew over there. Now, the Palestinians were there when the so-called Jew decided to go there in 1947 and made the state in 1948. So we understand that. So now they're in a ceasefire. But what kills me is the Jewish legislators or their lawmakers had the nerve to say that we can take their land because before they were here, we were here in the 1800s, the 1700s. And they just go down this long line of when they were in Israel. But the craziest thing And I want y'all to bear with me. But the craziest thing is, they're the only ones that say that. The white people. What was the president's name? Nasir? I believe his name was Nasir. He was the Egyptian president, and he had a speech where he said the Jews left black. They left black and came back white and called them imposters. They're not Jews. They're white people that converted, that got attacked by another white man. So those white people that didn't agree with what Hitler did said, y'all need a homeland. But their first homeland, I believe, was Uganda. They was about to go to Uganda in Africa, all of that beautiful land over there. They was about to take over that first. But they knew one thing. They'd rather fight the Arabs than fight the Africans. Because fighting the Africans at that time, you had apartheid, you had a lot of things that was going to change, and it was messing with the white man's money. The white man need them diamonds and minerals and all of that. They don't need a war like that in Africa unless that war is dealing with minerals to make sure, we can get it. So the British said, take your land back. The white people were flabbergasted. They was like, our land? This is documented. They were saying, well, our ancestors converted to Judaism.
Right.
They knew they weren't the Jews of the Bible. They knew they converted. But the white man, the British white man, gave them the weapons, the military training, and everything they need. Even British troops, they don't want to say it, helped them in that 6-day war. Helped them to put the Palestinians in an open prison. An open prison. And we, because we're Christians in this earth, will put on your Facebook fly a Palestinian flag, justice for Palestine. Just because you are so stupid and don't realize that they're fighting for your identity. They're fighting over your land, your story, while they kill you. The Palestinians, we should never worry about. They can get a ceasefire, they can blow up stuff, they can do all of the stuff they want to do, but they the heathen people that we should never follow. We should never align to. Real quick, if you will, give me Revelations 3:9, Baba Kusha.
Book of Revelations, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
Go ahead.
Which say they are Jews.
This is thousands of years ago. There's a people who say they are Jews. Go ahead.
And are not.
And are what?
And are not.
Go ahead.
But do lie.
Let me tell you something. According to the Bible, we have to, let's look at this. If you believe in the Bible, and this is a revelation, this is something that is being revealed, that there are a people who say they are Jews, but are not, but the synagogue of Satan, man. Black people who are, I'll just use the I.S.U.P.K. because we are not affiliated with anything else. We don't have synagogues. The word synagogue is very important because they are the synagogue of Satan. The synagogues are over there in Jerusalem now. They're there. Prostitution, homosexuality, drug dealing, gangs. You got Israelis who think they Crips. You got Israeli who thinks they Bloods. They think they're you. All, period. You can go to Jerusalem right now and get a tranny. They brought that there. And that's their land. That's their land. There's a gay bar in Israel. That's their land. They talk about what their ancestors did in the 18 this and there wasn't no gay bars then. There wasn't no homosexual stretch. There wasn't no a blade where you could go get you a 12-year-old. There wasn't cocaine houses, crack houses. They are now. Why? Because that's what the white man brings. That's what he brings because he is the synagogue, the church, the gathering of Satan. That's what the hell he is and have always been, man. Always. So the next time you think about defending the Palestinians, think about this. If the Israelis claimed the land because they had it before the Palestinian, what about the Turks? They had it. Do they have a claim to the land? What about the Persians? What about the Romans? The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Their very excuse to kill doesn't make sense because if Turkey did it, it would be an act of war and everybody be like, Turkey is terrorist. But if the Turks say, wait a minute, we had this land because the Ottoman Empire had it. Why the hell you think it's Muslims over there? Why the hell you think the very Palestinians are even over there? It's because of the Ottoman Empire. They ruled that land. As we know, we were scattered. Correct? We scattered. So does Turkey have a claim once again? Are the Romans or is Italy one day gonna come and say, you know what? We controlled that land. We fought the Crusades and brought Christianity back, so now you can have it. Let me tell y'all something. It is a demonic beast controlling that land today, and every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian should have nothing to do with it. To hell with Palestine. To hell with the Israelis. Right. To hell with them. And let me tell you something. I'm going to say something that I want you to listen to right now. For all of you niggas who say, oh, you never found the grave and you never found this and you never found the remains. And first of all, we've never looked for it. Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, I bet you we can find it. We got the spirit to find it. The goddamn white man will never find it, but he'll find Egypt. He'll find your disgusting land, your disgusting temples, your disgusting ways. Why? Y'all got the same filthy spirit, man. You will find that demonic crap. If Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians wanted to go find it, we find more than you will because our spirit is connected You're not even in Israel. You're not even in the sacred site of Israel. You're in the synagogue of Satan, if I may. I had to get that out the way. Now, side note, I got to read something. This is from the Associated Press. Louisiana state troopers were captured on body camera video stunning, which means, using a taser on a man, punching and dragging a black man as he apologized for leading them on a so-called high-speed chase. Footage of the man's last moments alive that the Associated Press obtained today, after authorities refused to release it for 2 years. The brother was seen on camera. I'm your brother. I'm scared. I'm scared. Ronald Green can be heard telling the white troopers as the unarmed man is jolted. I'm going to pause right there for a second. Go look at the video. It's edited. But look at that video. Look how them white men torturing and beating this black man up, man. But let me continue reading. He's jolted repeatedly with a stun gun before he even gets out of his car along a dark rural road. The 2019 arrest outside Monroe, Louisiana, is the subject of a federal civil rights investigation. But unlike other in custody deaths across the nation where body camera video was released almost immediately, Green's case has been shrouded in secrecy and accusations of a cover-up for 2 years. Now, why am I talking about this case with so many cases out there? The reason why I'm talking about this case is because you're not. You haven't said one word about it. You only talk about what your master wants you to talk about. Have you thought about that? World news tells you what to talk about because the white man loves to see you tortured. But when it's a video like this, it takes it a little too far and it makes them show their true selves around the world. So then they're concerned with what other countries think. A white man with the knee down, hey, that's procedure. Every cop has done that. Put the knee in your back, you know what I'm saying? They drugged this man. They put ankle locks on this man. Go watch the video. And they drug him handcuffed by the ankle locks face down on camera. Drugging, cussing him out. Later, the cop involved was heard. They got the tape, the audio, bragging about how he whooped a nigga, beating to death. Let me ask y'all a question. Why is there a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian police officer? Why? How? There's never been a mass federal investigation of the police. Case after case after case of black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men being destroyed and killed, tased, drugged, disrespected, punched, cussed at. Get out the fucking, come on, man. This is an outrage. But Christianity wants you to march because they want you to continue to seem weak, begging, less than. The weapons of our war are not carnal. No one's saying to be weak like the stupid Panthers and take unloaded guns into the Capitol and cock it. That's dumb. You ain't even got bullets in it. Dumb. But you need the full armor of the Most High, and you don't understand that because you won't get into the ISUPK under Commander General Yohanna, man. You want to march because Christianity, Salakia, demands, man, your sin. And I'm going to get to it. But I got to do this side note real quick, if I may. And don't forget this. This was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. They everybody seen the full video. They just released the edited one. 2 years have passed. No one's heard about this in a rural side road where many of us travel. Many of us travel. That could have been any one of us. Killed on the side of the road by some white supremacists with a badge, with their slave badge on, man. It could have happened to any one of us. If you will, give me Proverbs 13 and 21. Baba Kusha.
Book of Proverbs 13 and 21. Evil pursueth sinners.
Does what?
Pursueth sinners.
Go ahead.
But to the righteous, good shall be repaid.
So if you following the Christian doctrine, you are a sinner. And guess what? Evil pursues you. Evil pursues you, man. It's sad to say, but it's true. Robert Greene, I don't know what church or whatever, but I know he was a Christian. You see what I'm saying? The Floyds, the Martins, and you name it, all of them were raised with the Christian doctrine. Love everybody. And guess what? Evil's going to pursue you. It's going to pursue you. You're being killed on camera. On camera. We all know the last couple of years, it's been a thing to get killed on Facebook Live. That's a thing. Before that, it's a thing to get dope fiend and stole on from the back, jumped, beat up, stabbed, you name it. Your life is trivial in this nation, man. In this kingdom, go ahead.
If I may, sir, when I was in the world, I ain't gonna lie, we used to say like going live was bad luck. Because when they first made live on Facebook, that's all we were saying was people getting killed, like on live. Like, how is that even happening? That's all I heard.
No, you're right. You're right. But it wouldn't be acceptable to any other people. They had another white lady. I don't know the white lady's name, but just look up white woman with dementia abused by the police. Google it. You're going to see an old white lady she got dementia. You know, when you got dementia, you forget a lot. You're in your own world. She was walking home and she left Walmart and forgot to pay for a few things. So she's walking down and, the police say something to her. She turn around like, I go home, and the police took it. Oh, you're not going to listen to me. You see what I'm saying? And they beat the white woman up pretty much, broke her arm, threw her on the ground and all kind of stuff. There's a difference, though. That's on camera. You don't see it. This is an old white woman. Don't you think that would be on world news?
Right.
Why? Why are we on the news? Why is the black man on the news? Not even the Hispanic as much. Not even the Native Indian as much. The white woman got her arm broke. She's old with dementia. Why? Because that would make the police look terrible. Right. They both fired. Right. The family suing. They got justice immediately. But they know how the police would look if they showed that. So just wake up, man. Look at it. A white woman thrown to the ground, beat up by two officers. It was a white man and a white woman. You don't see it. It's not world news every day. But a black man beat up, treated bad, because it's entertainment. Don't y'all understand that the white man needs violence? This is why they have to have the UFC, boxing, basketball, baseball, soccer. They have to have that. If you take that form of the challenge, me against you, I'm going to beat you. That's why they say, hey, man, we going to do good today. Like they play on the team. Even we follow that. Hey, man, we look good last night. Laker fans, man, we did it. We like you part of that. You don't get no money. You ain't on the team. The team's never heard of you. Go ahead. Yeah, you don't even live in, don't live in LA. Ain't never been to the Staples Center. Just we. Right. That comes from us wanting to be like the white man because they feel they're a part of it. Take it away from them. Watch the bloodshed that'll happen on their streets. Watch it. Study early New York, early Boston, early Chicago, and look at the death. Look at the death. You see what I'm saying? So they need you on the TV, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. They need you pleading. I'm sorry. I'm scared. I'm your brother. It just does something to the children of Satan, man. To see God's chosen people begging and pleading. Just being weak when they know deep down you special. Listen, have you ever just asked yourself, why does when a black man walk into a place of business, the white people are so uncomfortable, man? They just like, what has black people done to white people? And they act like, we're attacking them. Like there's video on the news of us holding them down, tasing them, choking them out and killing them. But they just so uncomfortable. They climb up. You can feel their spirit, especially when you're in the truth. Because they know you special. They hate you because they know they're not you. They know it. But we want to be them. Man, it's madness, man, if I may. It's madness. But Proverbs 13:21 teaches you that evil pursueth sinners. The white man can't sin. So who is this talking about? Right. The heathen can't sin, correct? This is talking about Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Right. It pursues you. So when you follow a doctrine that says you don't have to follow the law, that demands you to sin, now you're wondering why evil is pursuing you. It's why you're dying the way you're dying. It's why your relationship with your parents, your siblings, your rib, it's why it's like that in the world. It's why it's a constant battle. Two black men, I just talked about the white and the black dynamic. Two black men are coming to a place and you wouldn't know if they about to start shooting each other or fighting. Like goddamn. In the truth, we know, Shalom, brother, how you doing, man? Yeah, man. Shit, man, just out here doing it, man. Stay safe out here, black man. You see what I'm saying? That's what brothers in the truth do, because we know who we are and we know who they are. In the world, you don't want to say nothing. You don't want to make eye contact. You feel like defensive because another black man walked in. It's disgusting, man, because evil is pursuing you. Evil is pursuing you, and you make a stupid decision. Now you're locked up for the rest of your life off some dumb, simple, quick thought that you had, and you did it because I guess you hard. Now you locked up for the rest of that's evil pursuing you. Now you in a dungeon of sin. You think society's terrible, but prison's terrible. It's to guarantee you sin against your God. The white man doesn't have your God. You do. If you follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, which is the love of God. That's how we prove we actually love the Most High. But you saved, highly favored, you blessed, and you all of these things. How are you that without the law? How? Reverend Porkchop will make sure his white handler's words is in your mind daily. Because what good is a soothsayer to someone who has, I don't want to say a personal relationship with the Most High, because that's just Christian, but who actually has the love of the Most High through the law, statutes, and commandments. And we do that through man. Did you know that? As steel sharpens steel, man sharpen man. You're not going to walk around this earth and just, and all of a sudden follow every law, statute, and commandment. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're going to learn. Christ brought that truth into the earth. Christ rebrought it. It's been here before, but Christ brought it back into the earth, so now man can learn and teach man. It was a man.
Right.
Go ahead.
I made that so heavy because when David and Solomon was running and stuff, you feel me? Everybody was like, yeah, okay, we following the law.
Yeah.
Once Solomon started sleeping with the heathen women, and his sons who was high up in rank, like they were sinners. Everybody else started being sinners. So like what you saying is so heavy. Like that's crazy.
And yeah, Most High in Christ, because we have examples. The heathen example is through a man. That was a man that took Christ up. I'll give you all of this. You can have it, man. I got this. I don't want to ever put LeBron, Michael Jackson, Prince on the level of Christ, but they were still powerful men with the influences that they had over the Israelites. Right. And a man came to them and offered them, but you can't A, B, C, all the way to Z. You understand that? LeBron can't come out and say, I think black people are the chosen people of God. He can't. Even if he believes it. Michael Jackson supposedly was thinking like the Nation of Islam before he died. That was his security. And you know what I'm saying? He couldn't say that. He had the song where he said, Jew me or whatever, and they went crazy. Okay. But he can't come on the camera and, the white man's the devil. Salakia for the Michael Jackson voice. But he couldn't do that. Prince couldn't come out in his thong and say that the white man's the devil. Their career would be over with. You see what I'm saying? So we have to shed ourselves of the world and stop depending on the heathen. Stop depending on them, man. We understand that we are in captivity. We got to work. You got to punch that clock. You got to go. You know, that don't mean you got to be at work, be like, hey, man, check this out, man. Y'all the devil. I can't stand y'all. Don't come to my station, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, you can't do that. But that also don't mean you got to tap dance and jive talk either. You just go do your job. You just go do your job. Salakia, I don't want to get off point. But I just wanted to say that about that evil pursuing, because hate against us, it just isn't important. The Palestinians, you got so many black people on Facebook, they got a Palestinian flag. You know, a justice for Palestine. Hate against the other heathens is everything. They signed a bill. Let me read it, man. Salakia. President Biden on Thursday signed legislation that aims to combat the spike in hate crimes against Asian Americans. During the coronavirus pandemic, Mr. Biden, with Vice President Kamala Harris at his side, who is the first Asian American vice president, emphasized the bipartisan nature of the measure and insisted that hate can have no more place in America. Wait a minute. How many centuries has hate gone against Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians? Show me the bill that says the African American, the colored, the Negro, you whatever name you want to use, crime bill. The only crime bill we had was the crime bill that locked you up. That's the only crime bill you had. Go ahead.
The 3 strikes?
The 3 strikes, the Clinton crime bill, the crack laws, those are the only crime bills that a president has signed. They killed Hispanics, hung Hispanics at the border. There's no Mexican crime bill. Mexicans were being shot dead in Walmart, the parking lots, whatever, when it was immigration and the crazy white man wanted to go shoot them up. There's no Hispanic crime bill. There's no Black crime bill, but there's a gay crime bill. So everybody is more important than Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Now Asians are. The very people that have been on camera attacking Black people. Killing a Black child in LA for so-called stealing. You shoot a child for stealing some chips. You body slam a Black woman because of an argument in the nail shop. How many times that happened? But Asians get a crime bill signed by the president of the United States. And the crazy thing is, the Black folks in the Congress support it. They support it. They have civil right laws and hate laws that says no one should be killed because of their race. That includes the Asians. They've already had a crime bill. Go ahead.
The scriptures is so heavy. This is how you know the scriptures is talking about Black people. Because the scriptures say oppression makes a wise man mad.
Yeah.
Oppression makes a wise man mad. Not a stupid Negro like we got in the Christian church and the leaders and the senators and all that.
Come on.
A wise man. Only wise man is in I.S.U.P.K on the command.
Let's clap that one up. Let's clap that one up, because that is the point that I'm actually trying to make. Beautiful point, because let me tell you something. First and foremost, the Asians, I'm going to say this again, man. Hit me, because I'm about to go in. So lock here. If you have a crime bill on the books right now that deals with hate, I read it. The wording is that anyone that is a crime is committed based on their race, which includes Asians. It includes them. They're part of a crime hate bill that's already on the record that black people, homosexual, because it goes on to say, or your sexual orientation, there's already a bill. But you know what? They have to throw it in your face at a time where black people are being killed on camera. On camera. They sign into law an Asian bill. Because some kung fu woman in San Francisco who actually looked like a character on Street Fighter, how she whooped the white man. He stole on her and she started, oh, you can, and whooping him. You see what I'm saying? I don't understand. Where's the murders at? They're not being murdered. The police not pulling them over, shooting them in the back of the head, talking about you brought coronavirus.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Not to mention they even try to blame us for that. So if it has something to do with the coronavirus, you couldn't add in black folks. You blamed us for it. Once again, evil will pursue the sinners, man. It will pursue them. The Christians, when they say the laws are done away with, once again, they're telling you to sin. They're demanding you to sin. We read earlier that evil pursueth the sinners. Give me 1 John 3 and 4, which I have to read anytime on this subject. This scripture has to be read because the Bible always says prove all things. So let's prove. If the Christian church says don't follow God's law, the law of the Old Testament, we'll just say that. Don't follow that. And then in the New Testament, as we're about to read 1 John 3 and 4, it says this. Get that when you got it.
Come. 1 John 3 and 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
Sin is what?
The transgression of the law.
Listen, man. How do you let your preacher tell you that the laws are done away with? If you don't follow the law, you're breaking the law.
Right.
If I run every red light and say, oh, man, I don't follow the law. I'm a sovereign citizen, right? Whatever them crazy Negroes be saying. I don't have to have a license. I ain't got to have a license plate. I don't follow your law. And then you see them on camera getting tickets and locked up and thrown in jail. If I'm not following the law because I think it's done away with, there is no law. I'm transgressing it. Correct? So the Christian church is demanding, once again, demanding you to sin. And this is why all of these evil things are happening to you. Yeah, you're cute on Sunday. You are. You're cute. You're sharp. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're destroyed. Death and destruction is your way. Go ahead.
Hey, so like I say, you drop down to verse 8, it even get even more heavy.
Go ahead.
1 John 3 and 8, he that committeth sin is of the devil. New Testament.
And the beautiful thing about that scripture is it goes back, I believe it was at Proverbs. It pursues you.
That's heavy.
You committing that sin, you are the devil. Damn. I mean, how deep do you? It's not. It's not grievous to us, man. It's fairly simple. All we got to do is follow God's laws, man, and they are not grievous. Can you get that for me? Give me the laws are not grievous. They're not grievous. Christ came as a man, not an angel, because he wanted to come, I'll paraphrase it, like the likeness of his brother. He wanted to come like you and I because he wanted you and I to see it's possible, man. We can do it. We can be good men, good brothers, good sons, good husbands. Do you understand that? We can do it, and we can do it perfectly. And we can also be accountable when we don't. But we don't sit back and give up and say it don't exist. I ain't got to do that. I can do what I want to do. I can smoke weed. I can smoke weed. I can do all of these things that is against the Bible. I could chase whores. And real quick, I said that. Whores. Not chasing women. You know, chasing whores. Chasing a woman that you know you can't truly spend the rest of your life with. You can't, man. You can't. That's sinning. That's not, it's evil and it's sinning. You got that before I get off of it? Go ahead and read it.
1 John 5:3. For this is the love of God.
Go ahead.
That we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
See, this is the love of God. So all of you people saying, I love God. I love God. But you don't follow the laws. And according to the Bible, read that again. Tell them where you at.
1 John 5:3.
First what?
1 John 5:3.
The New Testament. For all of you Christians. The Old Testament is done. That's done away with too. We're under the letters of Paul and the grace of, man, y'all need to hurry up and get into class and come to the real priests and prophets of the Lord in the I.S.U.P.K. on the command of General Yohanna, man. Go ahead and read that.
1 John 5:3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. His commandments are not grievous.
It's not grievous, man. You could do it. Not only can you do it, but not grievous means it's not hard at all. I don't ever tell anybody, man, these laws, man, it's hard. It's a fight to be in the world, in the kingdom we in. Don't get me wrong. That's a fight. But it's not a fight to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. They're orders. If you love the Most High, you'll do it. Period. You know what I'm saying? You just do it. Drop that and give me Romans 6:1, and we'll read 1 and 2. Baba Kwasha. And let's just real quickly. When the Christian church tells you that you're under grace, do you realize how evil that is? I heard the best explanation in the I.S.U.P.K. on the command of General Yohanna. When you get that power bill that's in red, they're telling you, we're going to shut this power off in 7 days. That 7 days is a grace period. That doesn't mean that you turn every light on in the house and say to hell with what they talking about, have your party, you know what I'm saying? Go buy you a new air conditioning unit to plug into every wall. That's not what it's saying. What it's saying is you have 7 days to get this bill together, or there's going to be a judgment, and the judgment is you're going to be in darkness when you're at home. That's the judgment. The Most High works differently. The Most High gives you a grace period to get yourself together, but he coming like a thief in the night. You don't know when it's going to happen. You have no idea when the Lord's going to decide to cut that power off on those that didn't get their bill right. You have no idea. Go ahead and read that when you got it.
So what we at? Romans, you said 6.
Yeah, Romans 6:1.
Romans 6:1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
Now, this is the New Testament. This is a question. So, since we're under grace, shall we continue in? I mean, what the hell does it make sense to not sin? If I'm under grace, why not chase every whore and every drug and every whatever? Why not? According to the Christian church, the law's done away with. All I got to do is say, God, forgive me. Soon as I get up from that whore, God, forgive me. Let me go to church and put a little bit in the offering. That's all I got to do. That's grace according to the Christian church. Continue reading.
Verse 2, God forbid.
Wait a minute. So if we shouldn't sin, this is saying God forbid. Hell no. Continue reading.
How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
What does that mean?
They asking the question, basically saying like.
And this is, if I may, just real quick, this is what Christians try to use. Dead to sin. Dead to it. Well, all you got to do is pick the book up and read it. How shall we that are dead to sin? You understand that? Everyone isn't dead to sin, but those that are live any longer. So if you just out there doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that, why not keep doing it? Why not? Because Christ died for that sin. And you should respect what the greatest man who ever walked on this earth did for you. You don't understand it because you don't follow it. You don't live it. You don't fight for it. You don't understand that Christ ushered in that grace. Do you understand that? Christ dying the way he died, knowing he was going to die, ushered in that grace. Dead to sin? Listen, it's such a Christian statement. It's such a Christian way. It is not grievous for us if we just follow the law, statutes, and commandments and follow the ways of Christ, which Christians are supposed to do. That's what Christian is supposed to mean. Followers of Christ. The old saying was followers of the ways of Christ. That's why they were called Christians. Oh, y'all think y'all Christ. You see what I'm saying? Oh, y'all think he came out here and he did all this. Now y'all doing it. You see what I'm saying? So there was nothing wrong with the original translation of Christian. It's Christianity, what it's turned into, what it's become. And it's become a way to demand you to continue to rebel and fight against Christ, man. It is a continuance, man. Drop that, and Baba Kwashah, give me Psalms 1:1. Because our warning in the Bible has gone from the Old Testament to the New Testament, And it says the same thing. There's no difference. It takes a reverend who needs you to sin so you can continue coming back for his soothsaying. You understand that? We don't need reverends. We don't need reverends. We need brotherhood. That point where we may get weak, we have strong brotherhood. We got sisterhood that the sisters and the brothers can fall back on for correction.
Right.
You don't need no soothsayer. You don't need to make an appointment. Here you is. You done smoke crack Saturday. You make an appointment with the reverend. Oh, I can see you next week. You done smoked it. You about ready to smoke crack again. Oh, yeah, I'll see you next week. Come to my office next week. You get an appointment. That's soothsaying. The I.S.U.P.K. and the Commander General GEN.YAHANNA, they're going to tell you, man, put the pipe down, man. I'll be over there in a minute. You tripping, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I'm feeling weak, man. Man, come on, man. Hold on, man. Where you at? Let me come get you. The reverend won't do that. You make an appointment. He'll see you next week. You done smoke crack 4 or 5 more times. You know what I'm saying? It's soothsaying. It has nothing to do with the ways of the Most High. You got that?
Come.
Go ahead and read that, Baba Kushah.
Psalms 1:1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel. Your reverend is ungodly. Joe Biden is ungodly. The Christian church, the Pope, the cardinals, the men who make the laws and the doctrine of your church are ungodly. When you follow those ways, you are following the counsel of the ungodly, man. Go ahead.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners.
What does that mean? Standing in the way of the sinners. Meaning you're not dealing with them and their ways, man. You're not celebrating these holidays. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas. You're in the way of the sinner when you observe those days, man. You're in the way of it. You're a part of it, in other words. You are a sinner, and evil will pursue you. You understand that? Continue reading.
Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Go ahead.
But his delight is in the law of Yahweh.
You can go ahead and drop that. If you're a Christian, I just want to say that I got a couple more scriptures and I'm going to end this class. But I got to say this, man. If you are a Christian, God hates you. I'm going to let that soak for a minute. I'm going to let you get mad. I'm going to let you say, well, what the hell are he talking about? If you are a Christian, God hates you, man. Give me Psalms 5:5, Baba Kushah. Let's talk about it. God hates you. You're a Christian. You're following the ways of the heathen. Psalms 5:5. Go ahead, take your time. You disgusting, man. Go ahead and read that when you got it.
Book of Psalms 5:5. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity.
Thou hatest the workers of iniquity. See, when we use iniquity concerning Israelites, we're talking about sin. When it's not an Israelite, we're talking about crimes. You see what I'm saying? In this context, you are sinning by not following the law. So you are a worker of iniquity. And God hates you, man.
Right.
Hates you. Let's take it a little further. Give me Ecclesiasticus 12:6, Baba Kushah. God hates you, Christian. God hates you, Muslim. let me say this first. Every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian that's a Christian, that's a Muslim, that's a Hindu, that's a Buddhist, that's a Taoist, that's a, you name it, an African spiritualist, that's Egyptology, Nuwapian, you name it. God hates you. Hates you. Go ahead and read that when you got it.
This in the Apocrypha book of Ecclesiasticus 12:6. For the Most High hate of sinners.
Hold on. The Christian church teaches he only hates you. You're okay. You're okay. Why do they say that? When the Bible says he hates sinners. You know why? Because they don't want you to ever equate them saying the law's done away with is saying that you're a sinner.
Right.
So what he'll say is, no, he just hates your sin. No. That allows the homosexual to come in and say, God don't hate you. God loves everybody. You're not sinning. You're under grace. You can be with that man. That's an Old Testament thing. I'll marry y'all. You feel me? So now you're at direct conflict with the Most High, man. And God hates you, man. Read it from the top, Baba Kushab.
Book of Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha 12:6. The Most High hate of sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly.
Go ahead, man.
And keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
Now, if this is the greatest force known to man, that the Bible is saying will give you that vengeance. Salaki, on the street, they say, give you that work. You're gonna get it. And you still a Christian?
Right.
You still a Christian. How? How are you still a Christian? When I've told you over and over in this class, it demands you to sin. But you still a Christian, man. And for all of y'all that always want to say the same thing over and over, I have a personal relationship with God. I don't care what you say. Me and God is good. I have a personal relationship. You know what that means? They talk to God. Them and God is good.
Jesus, my boyfriend.
Yeah. Jesus, the only man I need. Give me John 9:31. And we'll end the class with that.
Oh, God.
So, like, this be a shorter class, but we're going to end the class with that. Listen, you have a personal relationship with God. So you don't need the law, statutes, and commandments because you talk to God. Right. What the hell you need a law, statute, and commandment for? The laws that God said don't pertain to you because you have a personal relationship with him.
Right.
Read that for me.
John 9:31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
Hold on. Read that from the top one more time.
John 9:31 in the New Testament. Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
How you got a personal relationship with God? You don't follow the laws. Not following the laws is transgression of the law, which is sin. So if you're sinning, how do you have a personal relationship with God? That voice you might be hearing might be Satan. You might have a personal relationship with Satan because God don't hear it. Read that from the top one more time.
Book of John 9:31 in the New Testament. Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
Heareth what?
Not sinners.
Go ahead.
But if any man be a worshiper of God and doeth his will, him he heareth.
What's his will?
Keeping the laws and commandments.
This is in the New Testament.
Come.
This is y'all book. Y'all love so much and denounce the laws and denounce this. The reverend's not going to read this because the reverend's a soothsayer.
Right.
He needs you crying and weak and saying you can't. In I.S.U.P.K. under Commander General Yahanna, you're going to hear you can. And it's not grievous, man. With that, let me say this, man. The ISUPK Kentucky under Commander General Yohanna, man. We're doing this work. Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, to all of Israel, man. Check this out, man. Get a flyer. Get with your nearest camp, man. Keep tuning into these classes, man. We got classes, man. We got classes, what? We got a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the brother out of Chicago doing it Friday, correct? Hebrew, Friday. Let me tell you something, man. We, I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky doing our thing, man. And we gonna fight out here, man, to get the Lord's chosen people into this truth, because the Christian church demands you to sin. We demand you sin no more, man. With that, shalom.